Welcome back to Grammar Grade 12. I'm really glad you're here. This is Unit 6, Lesson 48, and today we look at a kind of subject that trips up even careful writers, the indefinite pronoun. These are words like everyone, several, and none, words that stand in for people or things without naming them exactly. The rule is the same one you already know. The verb has to agree with its subject. The catch is that indefinite pronouns fall into three groups, and each group behaves a little differently. Once you know the three groups, you'll never second-guess these again. Let's dig in. Here's the whole lesson in one picture. A verb must agree with an indefinite pronoun subject, just like with any other subject. The reason these pronouns feel slippery is that they split into three groups. Group 1 is always singular, words like each and everyone. Group 2 is always plural, words like several and both. And Group 3 can be singular or plural, depending on what the pronoun is really pointing at. That's it. If you know which group a pronoun belongs to, the verb almost picks itself. So let's take the three groups one at a time. Start with the biggest group, the pronouns that always take a singular verb, no matter what. Here they are: each, either, neither, one. Everyone, everybody, everything, no one. Nobody, nothing, anyone, anybody. Anything, someone, somebody, something. That's a long list, but notice the pattern. Every one of them points to a single idea. The words built on one, on body, and on thing are all singular, and so are each, either, neither, and one. Because the subject is singular, the verb is singular too. Everyone in the choir sings on cue. Sings, not sing. The whole trick is this. These are one idea words, so they take one verb. Now the opposite group, and it's a short one. 4 indefinite pronouns are always plural: several, few, both, and many. Each of these points to more than one thing, so each takes a plural verb. Several were late to the meeting. Were, not was. Few agree on everything. Both belong on the top shelf. Many have tried, and many have failed. Whenever one of these 4 stands in as the subject, think more than one, and reach for the plural verb every time. Here's the interesting group, the pronouns that can go either way. Some, all, most, and none are singular or plural depending on the noun they refer to. The way to tell is to look at what comes after the word of. All of the cake is gone. Cake is one mass, one thing, so the verb is singular, is. But all of the cars are new. Cars are many separate things, so the verb turns plural, are. Same pronoun, different verb, because the real subject is the noun it points to. So for some, all, most, and none, don't guess. Look at the noun after of, and let that noun decide. One more trap, because the test loves it. When a singular pronoun is followed by a phrase like of the players or of the answers, that phrase does not change the verb. Each of the players wants to win. The subject is each, which is singular, so the verb stays singular, wants, even though players sits right there sounding plural. Neither of the answers is correct. Again, neither is the subject, so we say is, not are. The fix is easy. Cover up the of phrase with your finger, and you'll hear the true subject clearly. Remember, This trick keeps the always singular pronouns singular. It's only some, all, most, and none that let the of phrase decide. Let's boil it down to a quick check. 1. Is the pronoun one of the always singular words? Each, one, or anything ending in body, thing, or one? Then use a singular verb. 2. Is it several, few, both, or many? Those are always plural. 3. Is it some, all, most, or none? Then look at the noun after of. It decides the verb. And 4. Ignore any phrase that sits between the subject and the verb. It's only there to distract you. Run those 4 steps, and indefinite pronouns lose all their mystery. Let's practice. Time to practice. In this first set, I'll show you a sentence with 2 verbs in parentheses. Decide which one agrees with the indefinite pronoun subject. We'll stick to the always singular and always plural groups here. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. Everybody in the classes blank a fresh notebook. Needs or need? Everybody is one of those always singular pronouns, and don't be fooled by classes sitting nearby. The subject is everybody, so the verb is singular. Everybody in the classes needs a fresh notebook. Few of the volunteers blank willing to stay late. Was or were? Few is always plural, so we ignore the singular sounding trap and choose the plural verb. Few of the volunteers were willing to stay late. Neither of the recipes blank for sugar. Call or calls? Neither is always singular, and the phrase of the recipes doesn't change that, so the verb is singular. Neither of the recipes calls for sugar. Now the second set, the tricky one. Each sentence uses some, all, most, or none, the pronouns that can be singular or plural. Look at the noun after of to decide the verb. Pause and choose before I answer. Most of the report blank finished. Is or are? Most can go either way, so look at the noun after of. Report is a single thing, so most is singular here. Most of the report is finished. Some of the windows blank left open. Was or were? Again, some depends on what follows of. Windows are many separate things, so some turns plural. Some of the windows were left open. None of the evidence blank to him. Point or points? None looks toward the noun after of, and evidence is a single uncountable thing. So none is singular here. None of the evidence points to him. Let's pull it all together. First, the always singular group. Each, one, either, neither, and every word built on one, body, and thing. These take a singular verb, and a phrase after them can't change that. Second, the always plural group is short and steady. Several, few, both, and many always take a plural verb. And third, some, all, most, and none swing either way. The noun after of tells you which verb to use. The whole lesson comes down to knowing which of the 3 groups your pronoun belongs to. Next time, in Lesson 49, Agreement in Adjective Clauses, we'll see how a verb agrees when the subject is a word like who, which, or that. I'll see you there.